Yo, 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 what's good? Once again, it is your boy Mal back at it with another episode of Behind the Panels. And today we got a very special guest, man. My homie, your homie, Shawn Hudachko from Comics Elite. You already know what time it is. We got him on the episode today. He's giving us some exclusive gems on the retailer side of things, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know Comics Elite holds it down, you know what I mean? Also, we talk about his project Power Hour and what it's like being a creator and a retailer, man. It's a great episode and please tune in. But before we get to that, don't forget, what I'm saying, you like and subscribe on his YouTube video, you know what I mean? Follow, like, all that, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Check out the website, villainarchives.com. We got some dope books and all that up there, you know what I'm saying? And don't forget to check out the merch, the shop. But on that note, man, let's get this episode cracking. You're all right, folks. We've got a special treat. We got my guy, Shawn, Comics Elite, top dog with us today.
Damn, you talking about me?
Yes, talking about you, top dog. Come on. Wow. How long is I remember when you started selling at your house.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
started at
And
the
now look,
house.
you just told me you got multiple buildings. You got a building with just streamers. This is why I say big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
big dog, man. And I come back on Facebook and then I see not only Shawn, you did all this with Comics Elite. Now you're a creator. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
And that I was like, whoa, that's what's up. I definitely now I that's when I know I had to get you on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel you have a unique perspective as well. You have your comic and you're a huge retailer. So I definitely want to get into that today because for my podcast, I'm featuring indie creators, but I'm, not just talking about their projects, but just talking about, being a creator in general,
hmm
all aspects of it, especially, being essentially, marketing and being a business owner because that's what you are. Once you put out your comic book, you're trying to make money. You're starting a business,
yeah,
so
for
I
real.
feel like you've worked with so many artists. I could probably spend an hour just naming names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Look, and I was on your website just checking out the Power Hour and like 490 results. Jesus Christ, you've done a lot.
yeah. He
You've
did a
done
lot
a
of stuff.
lot, and I definitely want to talk about that, man. So yeah, let's tell me about Power Hour. I'm curious. I
Oh,
need
let
to
me get
know.
my phone. Well, it started off like we did a lot of variants with Marvel and DC, and a lot of that stuff, and it was fun, but I got so tired of those guys telling me that I couldn't do something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, you can't draw this character. You can't draw this." I literally had DC tell me one time for a Harley Quinn cover, "She's too pretty. Tell your artist to make her less pretty." I was like, "What?"
Whoa, that's insane. Because Harley Quinn, I mean, from the comics and then the movie iteration,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah, it was a
hot.
little while, bro. So I was like, this is just dumb, just super dumb. So like what do you want me to do? And another thing was I saw a lot of my friends and peers making comics, and I was like, yeah, if I want to do a variant for their cover, they're charging me $12, $8 per cover per issue. And I'm like, damn, like that's a lot paying for
Yeah.
this for one comic. I'm paying 12. I got to sell that for 25 for a
Mm-hmm.
50% margin,
Yeah.
and then, you got to just math the math. If you order 20 and you sell nine, you're in the red, you know,
Yeah.
uh, not counting all the other parts of it. But I was like, I need to just make my own stuff, man. Let me make my own stuff. And then I had an idea for a girl that um, she has this book, and then she can make any like recipe power she wants to, but only for 1 hour. That's it.
Yeah.
And if she gets like super strength, well, she's not invulnerable. So just because you're super strong, don't mean you can, if you pick up a car, let's say you're going to pick up a car, well, you're going to break your skin if you pick it up wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Let's say you can fly. Okay, well, you can't go super fast in the air because you're going to get bugs in your you can't breathe. So all the
Mhm.
things you don't think about. But anyway, that just turned into man, now I got 3 issues of Power Hour published. I got a prequel called Rise of the Witch. I got another one that's being lettered right now called The Fallen One. I'm kind of telling the story backwards, like how this book she has came to be and all this other stuff.
Okay.
Um, and then I got another one I'm finishing writing right now called The First of Us. It's pretty cool what it's turning into. It really is.
Oh,
And then
that's what's
I,
up.
I have Merck Publishing, which is a whole publishing company, and they have several titles there. Miss Meow, Born of Blood, which is like a Red Sonja, but Spartans. Another one
Hmm.
called Death Rage. It's my funny version of like a Deadpool or Deathstroke type character. And then I bought the rights to a property from the '90s called Double Impact. Uh,
Okay.
Not the Van Damme movie, the comic book called Double Impact. So that's being published too. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff. I got a big crossover coming out. I got 2 new issues being released for MegaCon next month down in Florida.
Damn,
Uh,
so you working.
yeah, and we're
Yeah.
doing MegaCon one week. The very next weekend, we're going to Chicago. I'm going to Chicago, and the rest of my team is going to Missouri for PlanetCon out there.
Mm.
So it's a lot, bro. It's a lot going on. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
I went to New York this year, and the first booth I went to, I dragging my kids with me to Comics Elite, and they're like, Sean's not here. I was
Yeah,
like, this motherfucker. You know what
you
I'm
know,
saying? Like,
I
did he get tired of being yelled at by homeless people in the middle of the city? Is that why? Is that why you don't want to come back to New York?
I tell you, man, my wife loves New York, and I do
Hmm.
not enjoy my time in New York, brother. I would probably like it if I went as a tourist, you know what I'm saying, and I got to see
Oh
some cool
yeah.
stuff. But
Oh yeah, I
I
still
try
remember
to
that night.
not go to too many cons anymore because I mean
Hmm.
I got my staff that can go, but I
Yeah.
do like going, but sometimes I just can't. Like if there's family
Yeah.
shit going on or whatever. So,
Hmm.
but I'll be in New York this year for sure, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I'd definitely be there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun. It's the first time I've been to New York in about 2 or 3 years. It was cool. I mean, kind of the same. It's always the same every year,
yeah,
but it was cool. I always loved the experience. I took both my kids and my youngest, her boyfriend came along with us because he never kind of experienced it, and he was like, "Damn, your dad knows a lot of people." You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
yeah.
I hustle. This is what I do. I network. I just love connecting with everybody. But
That's
getting
that's that's wild hearing your daughter has a boyfriend, bro. I remember sending you some blanks and stuff and for her
yeah.
to draw on back in the day. That's wild. She got a boyfriend now.
She lives with her boyfriend, and my youngest is practically getting married. Like my kids are grown. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Oh
wild, bro.
yeah. Even she was like, "Is that the guy who sent me that stuff?" When I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go see him." She's like, "Oh, I want to show him my new stuff." I'm like, "If he's
Oh, I'd love to
around,
see
because
it.
he's." Oh yeah. She's always every time we talk about it, she's always like, "Yeah, I remember that one friend. He sent me that stuff, and that kind of like motivated me." Now she does tattoos.
Nice.
Yeah, she does a lot with art, and I guess she's just trying to find where her lane is art wise. Because,
Hmm.
like I said, the drawings got so much better. She's tattooing. I feel like her lane is more like merch type wise. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got you. Commercial art
Yeah,
type stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because she loves it. I got her some blanks. She's like, Dad, I want some blanks. I want to get back into drawing like the comic stuff. I'm like, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. But
Yeah. That's cool.
back to your comic. What from a retailer's perspective, because a lot we're all doing comic books. We all would love to get them into stores. And you
Yeah.
have a big presence. With the online market and with your own shop, like what makes a comic sell?
Well, so first off, the main thing that makes a comic sell, and it sucks to hear this, man, but it's true, is the cover. The
I
cover
agree.
makes the comic sell. You
I
could go,
agree.
same with books. Go to a bookstore. That's why they spend so much time. They spend hours of market research, just like a cereal box. What makes it sell
Hmm.
to a kid? It's not the cereal, it's what's on
That was
that
on that
image.
box, the cartoon,
So
all that. Hmm.
yeah, bro, just image marketing 101, right? It's the cover first off, the trade dress, that's the logo. So the trade dress, how it's placed, how it goes with the art, you know, and here's what creators do that hurts them sometimes is they have a cover what they think is really cool. Like
Hmm.
they're really close to their project. They're like, I made this character named Bob, and he's the coolest guy ever. And
Hmm.
I'm going to put Bob on a cover doing what happens in the issue. And then they wonder why nobody cares about Bob. And I'm like, bro, your cover is the boringest crap I ever seen, man. Like,
Hmm.
you got to put something on it. That's why I try to tell people, not to get too long winded here, but if someone tells me I want to make a comic, I'm like, okay, cool. Before you even tell me your idea, number one, I probably don't want to hear it, to be honest with you, right? Because number one, I don't want somebody coming to me later and be like, you took my idea. Like maybe your idea is for a pirate comic. Well, maybe I'm working on a pirate comic right now. And then someone else is like, oh, you
Yeah.
took my idea. Um, remember, nobody owns an idea, right? You don't own
Yeah.
ideas.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, so why do you want to make this comic? Like, why? Do you just have a
Hmm.
burning desire to get this story out there? You just want to tell your story? Do you want to make money? Do you want fame and notoriety? Do you want to be a famous comic book creator? Like, what's your why? Like any business owner should know that. What's your why? What's the thing that motivates you? What's the thing that's going to push you to drive and work in 20-hour days sometimes. I'm on a 20-hour day right now, bro. Like what's your why, man? What
Yeah.
drives you? And if they're like, "Oh, I want to make money." I'm like, "Okay, then is there a boy and a girl in your comic?" No, it's
Hmm.
these three dudes that go to there's not a female character. No, then you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, you can make a comic about there's plenty of comics with dudes out there. I get it. But for a new guy trying to hustle, you gotta put a girl on that cover, man. You don't gotta
Yeah.
have her with 42 double G's and all this crazy stuff, but you gotta have at least a pretty face on that cover to put on there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I mean, I
That's what
seen
I
some of your covers. I seen some 48 triple
yeah.
Qs up there, but
Mama
I
didn't
get
raise
it.
no fool, right? But
But I
then
get it. I get
yeah,
it.
yeah. Even my character Death Rage, he has a girl in there. She got blue hair. She's like our
Hmm.
version of Harley Quinn. She's crazy,
Hmm.
just batshit nuts doing stuff. So it's it's about making something that'll sell. Okay, if you got a burning desire, tell a story. Okay, you want to tell that story? I got you. Be prepared to be broke. Be
Hmm.
prepared to be broke. You ain't gonna get on Netflix. You ain't gonna get no deal because number one, you gotta find a distributor, right? Anybody can make anything, music, a comic book, a movie on your iPhone. You got to find a distributor,
Hmm.
right? Number two, then just because you got a distributor doesn't mean some Hollywood mogul is going to see it,
Yeah.
right? And then I tell people, let's just say it does get an option to it, right? Someone's like, oh man, you ever hear that phrase? My book got optioned. So
Yeah.
Sony or somebody will pay for the rights to make your movie. Don't mean they got to do it, but they'll pay for
Hmm.
the rights to make your movie.
Yeah.
By the time this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy, everyone gets a cut. You
You
sold
nothing.
you got nothing left for you.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, don't get me wrong. You may get 10 grand or something,
You'll get
and
something,
you're
but
like, I got
not.
10 grand. Okay, you can live for what, a month on that,
Yeah.
maybe two if you're
Uh,
frugal.
yeah.
People get stupid. They go out to the club, have a big old party.
Mhm.
My property got option. Drop 5 grand to the club. Okay, dumbass. Now you're broke,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. No,
Congrats.
that's what we do because we thinking we're gonna get that by the time everything's said and done, we're gonna have 25 million sitting at account, and it's more like maybe
Hmm.
25 grand if you're
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah. You'll be a thousandaire.
Yeah.
You'll be a
Like a
thousandaire for
nice
sure.
tight five digits, maybe in the probably the lower five digits, but
Yeah, yeah, you'll
there'll
be
be
happy if you break that after taxes too. So I tell
yeah,
people like, look, man, the road to fame and glory is not filled with fame and glory. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna spend
yeah,
money. You better have a good job to be able to invest money into your side hustle. You
yeah.
know, and then that's a whole nother thing I get into, but I won't for sake of time. But do you have a business or do you have a side hustle? Because a lot of
There's a
people
big
have side
difference.
hustles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a huge difference.
yeah, they call themselves businessmen, but I'm like, you ain't got a business, bro. You got a side hustle.
Yeah.
You ain't got
Oh
an
yeah.
EIN. You don't have an accountant. You don't have a separate business. You don't have an EIN, and
Hmm.
with a business account with a business card that specifically has money in it just for business. You
Yeah.
got a PayPal account that you use for
PayPal
everything.
business account, maybe if that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's a business account. You know, I started an LLC. Congratulations. I have probably had and closed over 30 LLCs in the last 5 years because
Damn.
they cost you maybe $200 to make an LLC. And then if it doesn't
And
work,
depends
just
on the state. New York is like 500, 450,
oh,
five
that's
hundred.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm pretty
Hmm.
lucky here. It's pretty cheap for me. Uh, but yeah, it's pretty wild, bro. It's pretty wild how that works when
Hmm.
you really look at it, you know. And then some people just want to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, look, I ain't mad at you. You want to be famous, that's cool. But nothing drives me more crazy than the person that's like, uh, they talk to a friend, they'll do business with them. Then they make a post. Something big's on the way. I can't talk about it, but man, there's a big thing. Shit's about to go down, bro. Things are going down. And then, man, and everyone's commenting, oh, congratulations. What is it? And they get all this attention and they feed on that attention, bro, right? They feed
Yeah.
on it, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, somebody has a meeting with, let's say you're in music, right? You got a meeting with a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that
Hmm.
maybe knew a guy one time. Some big shit's happening, man. I can't just wait. Shit's about to change. Y'all gonna say you knew me when? Come on, man. And then 2 months later, hey, whatever happened with that thing? Oh, you know how it is, man. Shit's tough out here, bro. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. Don't say shit until shit's happening. You know what I mean?
It makes me laugh because right before we started this, I put up a Facebook post,
About
episode
some shit's
five,
going down.
huge celebrity guest. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Huge guest coming on,
I
So
hope
that's
I
why I
don't.
laugh.
And then they're gonna look and see my bald ass and be like, "Who's this schlub?"
Nah, I think, I've seen you go from 300 people in Comics Elite to a lot. A lot of people know you. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Yeah.
of people know you. Shit. And it's funny because I feel like I was in a unique position when I started my comic books because I got to know you. I got to know people like Steve and all these other big groups that were coming up that showed love and helped put the name out. So I kind of felt like I was in a unique position and it helped me sell more, But like I feel like if I didn't even have you guys, I probably would have, eventually saw some kind of number climb, but
Mhm.
even one time I was, trying to get my stuff into stores, shopping it around, stores that I usually go to and know, you know, I feel like when it comes to business and being cool with the shop owner, they're two different things. And I've gotten no's and I've gotten yeses. I remember one time I walked in, oh, I've seen you before. I, weren't you with Shawn from Comics Elite, like
Oh, that's
on a
cool.
New York City Comic Con? I'm like, oh, that's my bro, absolutely. Yeah, and I was able to get my book in the store. So sometimes, I kind of think you got a little bit of that juice now. So just accept it. You know what I'm saying?
That's another part, man.
Accept
Is
it.
it's not who
You
you are.
a lot of
Sometimes
hard
it's
work. You put in a
yeah,
lot of hard
that's
work.
true.
I seen it. Like you said, you working 20 hours a day. I was there. I witnessed it. I was like one of the beginning people who would Comics Elite.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got no sleep. I remember when you would come to New York, you be at the con all day. At night, we doing live streams to 2, 3 in the morning, and then to be back at the Javits Center at like 6, 7, 8 in the morning. Like, yeah, you definitely put that hustle in.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, the hustle is real, bro. It's got to be there, and people don't
Hmm.
really know what that word hustle means.
Yeah,
You know, hustle means working your ass off. That's what
yeah,
it means. You
yeah.
got to have, owning a business isn't for the faint of heart, bro. Like you got to. I got right now. I think total between the three different businesses because I didn't tell you, but I actually own a printing company now that prints my comic books.
Oh,
Um,
we definitely we're gonna speak. I will go to Indiana if I have to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I think I have 20. It's not huge, but I got about 24 employees right now,
Hmm.
total. At
Damn,
peak, I was at 42, and
Jesus! I didn't
man,
know there was three.
that was just too. Yeah, yeah, and that
Three.
was 42 is too much, bro. Um, when I was small, all I dreamed about was being the big dog, man. I want to be the biggest seller and have the biggest booth and have the biggest this and the biggest that. And then when I grew, I was like, I can't wait to go back to being a small dude again. This sucks. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, there's so many ways to talk about this. Like, you know, you can, let's say you're making, uh, you know, people throw around money too. Let's just say, for example, okay, I'm making $1 million a year. Okay, well, that don't mean you got where'd that money go?
Yeah.
I ain't got $1 million. You kidding me? You're lucky if you can take 10% of that and give it to
Yeah.
yourself as a
hmm
paycheck. So
Yeah.
you got to make 1 million just to make six figures. And
Yeah.
you got all this money passing through your hands, right? And when you're new
hmm
to that money, you feel like you are on top of the world and you're Mr. King shit, and you be throwing money around doing this and look at that, look at this. Next thing you know, the tax man cometh and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I gotta pay some taxes. You're like, oh, I wasn't doing. Oh, how do you pay your employees? Oh, you know, I send them money in PayPal. You can't do that. You didn't take
Yeah.
taxes out? No. Isn't that on them? No, dog, that's on you. Called
Yeah.
payroll taxes. Oh shit, people just don't understand that.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
and then it gets to a point to where you're like, okay, you can scale, but sometimes the scale don't make you any money if you don't do it right. There was a point
hmm
to where we're grossing, let's say, $1 million a year. Okay, at our peak, we grossed $6 million at our peak year, right? But I was bringing home the same amount of money when we were grossing 3 million a year.
Mm.
I did all that extra work, bro, to bring home the same amount of money. So I'm thinking like, this is dumb. Why am I
Yeah.
working harder for the same? And it was most of it was ego because I wanted to be the big dog, man. I want to have all the stuff
hmm
and look at me, look at me. And then you start realizing like this shit ain't worth it, bro. All
Yeah.
someone on Facebook being like, you're the man, you're the man, you're such an inspiration to me. Like that's cool, man. But a bank account. you know, like I gotta pay labor this week. That's a big ass bill paying labor.
Yeah,
So
especially with so many employees,
mhm.
that's not a little $1,000 out the but a couple. It's a big
Oh,
number
bro.
every payday.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
it's wild. It's wild. The amount of money we got to make every month to keep the doors open. And that pressure never leaves you, bro. Some people
Yeah,
thrive on that pressure. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and that's a
They
hustle.
thrive on that. Yeah. If they don't
That's
have
a
that
hustle
pressure, they'll just stay
because they want
home.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they want it. Yeah.
yeah.
But that's what I tell, your podcast about for creators and stuff. Like creating is great, man. And most people create because of course you have a passion and a drive, and you just got that fire in you to create something. That's why I started writing my own comics. Um, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it so much, but bro, I got to do my regular work during the day, and I'll tell the wife like, babe, I got to write tonight. She's like, okay, I'll see you when
Yeah.
I see you. And she already knows. I
Mhm.
have the most understanding wife, man. I'm so blessed with my
Oh, I
wife.
know. She's
So
she's
so
great.
understanding. She's
She's
fantastic,
probably
bro.
one of the coolest people I've ever met,
Kimberly
hands
is just
down.
the best, bro. Yeah, I love her
hmm
to death. And she's just like, okay, I won't worry about you for dinner. I'll see you when you get home. If I,
Yeah.
I wake her up when I come home, she don't bitch at me. She don't get mad. She don't huff and puff. She just rolls over, tries to go back to sleep.
hmm
She understands that I'm trying to take care of her,
Yeah.
and
No,
it's
absolutely.
tough. But yeah, the creatives, I try to tell them all the time, like, look, you got to have your support network, and you
hmm
got to have, again, what's your why? If you're just trying to create because you got a burning desire to tell a story, that's cool. But don't think you're going to get rich doing it.
Yeah.
You can get rich, and most people start creating because they want to be that person they see on TV. They want to be
hmm
the next or the next rock star, the guitarist in the world, the next writer that gets all the
Yeah.
deals, the next director, whatever it's going to be. And
Yeah.
it's a long, arduous road.
Yeah. And now you not on like you a lot of people now got more to compete with because now you got AI.
That's true. That's true, especially in the creative world. But I got
Yeah.
to tell you, bro, I'm noticing everyone's freaked out about AI, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. That shit's
hmm
crazy, bro. What it can make. You don't even know what you
It
go on
insane.
Instagram. None of
They
those
just
girls
made
are
a
real.
movie. So I just seen somebody just recently they made like some huge Transformer blockbuster movie over AI.
All AI. It's coming within a year from now. You won't even be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
You won't be able to tell the difference. It'll go on Instagram. All those girls, they ain't real. Most of them
Mm-mm.
ain't real. Their
Mm-mm.
faces, even if they are real, their faces are super filtered. Their bodies
Mm-hmm.
are tightened up. Shit ain't real, bro.
Yeah.
Um, but what I'm finding is the original art market is blowing up, bro. People
Mm-hmm.
paying mad cash for original art, collectibles, real things. Look at that Logan Paul Pokemon card shit that went down.
Yeah.
Um, he sold what? 48 something $1 million or whatever he sold that card
I
for.
think he bought it for like three and a half. He
He
paid
bought it
for
for
it.
yeah, he bought it with in trade for some other shit for a 9.0, got it for a 10. I mean, I don't give a crap about Pokemon or Logan Paul, but
Money.
in the
It's a
collectible
market.
community, that's
Yeah.
significant, bro. That's
Yeah.
significant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Action Comics just broke the record for sales too, you know, first Superman. Like it's wild. So even in the world of AI, people are even more hungry for human created
Mm-hmm.
content. You know, I saw
Mm-hmm.
heard in the music world. I heard this guy talking the other day about you know you complaining about AI, but all your songs got auto tune on it. Like that's just a form of AI. That ain't your real voice. You're auto tuning your shit
Mm-hmm.
to make you sound like you don't sound. Try singing live. You can't sing that live.
No.
So is it human created? A machine's creating it. What's the
Yeah.
difference between AI or you having a machine filter your voice so much you don't even sound like that for real?
Yeah. Absolutely. So
You
many
know?
people that are huge singers that they live they couldn't sing to hold
Yeah.
to save their life. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
again, just quick, we're rambling now, but I love, my wife showed me that clip of Justin Bieber at the Grammys or whatever it was. He just standing in his underwear
Yeah.
playing a song, just stripped down. But I love the idea behind it. He just had a microphone. There was nothing hooked up to him. It was just him and
Mm.
his voice,
Yeah.
just to make a point. Like, look,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
need
all
none
you
of this
need.
shit.
Yeah.
I
That's
got
all you
real
need.
talent.
Yeah.
That was incredible. That was incredible, man. You
No,
know, I
absolutely. But going back to the comics, one thing I've always learned from you guys is variance. Now as an indie publisher, because I come across Kickstarter, some got variants, some will just have one book and that's it, no extra variant. Do you think that's important to try to for a creator to kind of try to push their project or even try to, you know, partner with somebody or get it into shops or something like that? Like how important are variants?
So the whole point of doing a variant, bro, is well, there's 2 points, I guess. One is just to make a different cover somebody might want to buy,
Hmm.
right? You're just creating
Yeah.
another image someone might want to buy. But in my opinion, and people will argue with me adamantly about this, the real reason is to create something collectible and more
Hmm.
desirable,
Hmm.
right? You want to hit that collectible market. Musicians do it with different. Look at Taylor Swift. The pink album is at this store. The green album is at this
Yeah.
store. The purple album's at this store. You can get this one on my website for 10 minutes, whatever. It's the same crap, just a variant. It's a
Yeah.
variant, right? So I use variants for that very reason. I limit them
Hmm.
in the hope somebody will want to buy it. You know,
Yeah.
so I'll hire an artist, limit it to 100, 200, 500, whatever I think will sell. All the comic publishers do it. Marvel, DC, Dynamite with Red Sonja and Vampiro and all their variants that they have. Every comic publisher offers variant covers for their properties because
Hmm.
number one, if I did a variant for your cover, um, you're damn, that's free advertising. This dude's about to pay me to do my comic book, and he's going to be talking about my comic on his website, on his
Hmm.
store, and his social media.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. I would tell people I'll give it to you for cost. Whatever it
I
costs to print
mean,
it, you do it for free.
I do got a book coming out real soon, but we'll talk about that behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think variants are important. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're doing, it's important to have an alternate cover, a variant cover, but you got to
Mhm.
limit it.
Yeah.
And then the integrity comes into play, right? Let's say you make that cover limited to 100 and then it sells out. It's fire. And all of a sudden you're like, damn, I just sold 100 of those for 20 bucks a pop, right? I just made $2,000. Okay. Oh, I can do another version of this. Or you're like, oh man, it sold out. Well, I said limited to 100, but maybe I could print 120.
Yeah.
Nobody would
Nah,
know.
that's
And nobody would know, but put a koa with that thing,
hmm
individually numbered.
yeah.
Individually number the book on the front. That way
Hmm.
the collectors don't, because collectors aren't stupid,
Yeah.
right? Next thing you know, people be asking like, hey, how do I know this is limited to 100, right? And then you could do, we do all the variants, right? A foil limited to five, a leather cover
Hmm.
limited to five, a metal cover limited to five. We limit those very, very much because there's so many different versions of them. I don't want people to feel like I'm whoring this cover out so much.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say about the variants is, man, you can take that if the image blows up and everybody loves it. People like to go back to the well. They're like, now I'll do a black and white version. I'll do a green
Yeah.
version and a red version and change the background version.
Hmm.
You just start pissing off your collectors. Someone
Yeah.
thinks they got that rare cover, man. That one, I got a rare cover, only 100 are made. And then you do another version, and then another version, and then another
Yeah.
version.
Hmm.
Next thing they're like, man, screw this guy, bro. I can't even trust his brand because
Hmm.
he's just hire an artist. It's so hard to hit that perfect storm, right? You want the hot artist with a hot image on a hot title, coinciding with some kind of an event, maybe a store appearance, do a live signing, have it exclusive for a convention. We're all trying to hit that lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen very often, man. Most times
Doesn't.
you're just trying to hit zero. I just want to break even. That's the goal. I
Yeah.
told everybody. And this is the worst business advice. Tell Jeff Bezos, bro, your goal on Amazon is to break even. He'd be like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
screw you, man. Are you crazy? He's trying to go to space. He don't want to
Yeah.
break
I mean,
even.
it's better to break even than, at
But
least you're not in the red,
yeah, but we're talking about just regular dudes trying to make some money, right? Your
Yeah.
goal is to not lose money on a project. And then
Hmm.
once you've broken even, now the rest of that product you have will sell over time. Now
Hmm.
you start to make your money, right? Hopefully you break even and then maybe you have even a little bit left over to do another project.
Yeah.
But you're not taking any money out of that yet. You're just doing your next project.
Yeah.
And your
You're not
next
seeing none of
project.
that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
now you got maybe 5 projects and you have some inventory from those projects. Now all your customers have already seen that shit.
Hmm.
Got to get next part of it is you're a business owner. Guess what? You need more customers. How do you find more customers? Social media. How do I do my social media? How do I do my email marketing? How do I do outreach? How do I get my brand out there?
Hmm.
Now you just wanted to be a creator, but guess what? Now you're a social media manager. Now you're an
Yeah.
email marketer. Now you're managing a
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hire someone to do that. Okay, Daddy Warbucks, go for it. Spend all that
It's
money.
It's expensive. Trust me. I do brand management. It costs.
It
You know what
does,
I'm
bro. It
saying? Yeah,
costs.
it's because
To do it
like
right.
you said, you put out your project and you start selling and now you sitting on inventory. You're not gonna just throw it out in the trash. That's
Hmm.
money. That's
Yeah.
money. So now you gotta, like you said, now you gotta get on social media. Now you gotta start creating that content
Hmm.
constantly, not just like constantly, because you gotta
Yeah. All
social
those
media
sales channels got to be
marketing.
turned on.
Yeah.
You got to have a website that collects email addresses. You got to get yourself on eBay. When you fulfill those eBay orders, guess what? Put a little discount code in there to go to your website. You got to get
Hmm.
on Whatnot. You got to have all these different things. Get on TikTok. TikTok shop ain't hard to get on there, bro.
Yeah. I'm on
I got on
TikTok Shop.
Yeah, I got my TikTok shop approved. I barely even turned it on. I got to do more shit with TikTok. But you can link your Instagram and your Meta to your website on Shopify and you can have stores on there too. So it's wild what you can do. But you just again, now you're not creating, you're spending all your time trying to figure all this other stuff out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then instead of creating, oh, I got to post. I got to do this. And then you have all the distractions. Just scroll through we can help you do this. We can help you do that. We can help you. This is dead. Don't do this anymore. This is the new way. Our AI thing will help you do this. All they do is they want your money, bro.
Yeah.
They want your money. And then you start to feel like a failure. Oh, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Well, guess what? Guess what? Neither
Yeah.
do they. That's a dude that just started this shit up that wants your 19.99 a month
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
$1,000 sign up fee for his program he hopes you're going to drop out of, you know?
It's all, especially subscription based. Everybody wants to collect that money off of you every month, you know?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Subscriptions are huge.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, you could even kind of do it with this if if you had like a Patreon, you could sell
I got a Patreon.
limited. See, I know you did. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I know.
And
But I feel like that's a good idea too.
Sean's Comics 2.0, we have about it's not huge, but we get about 16,000 a month gross from it, and then we got to print the comics. I got to pay the
Yeah.
artist to do it. I got my staff that manages it and ships out because we're selling a physical product,
Yeah.
so it's much more work than just hey, I'm gonna make some art and throw it up there, and you can download it for $4.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of work too, even though
Yeah,
that's, you still gotta make sure, give them what they need off that, even though that's just monthly, that's constant monthly money, it's constant work too,
you
you
don't do it
know?
1 month, your subscribership drops to nothing.
Yeah.
you
And
know.
and that comes back to constantly making sure all your platforms are up to date, You kick, because
Hmm.
a lot, everyone going through Kickstarter or some sort of crowdfunding, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to make sure they TikToks and they Facebooks and they Instagrams and whatever else you use, Like
Yeah.
me, I try to limit myself because I literally went crazy with social media, wound up in the nut house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do it.
that's why I stood up. I just got back on Facebook when you saw me comment on a post a few months ago. I was off
Nice.
from like 2022.
You're
You
probably
know what I'm saying? But
smartest guy in the room, bro. That shit can be so toxic
oh
and you
my
get stuck in
God,
it.
it's a
I have
drug.
to make it a point because I use Messenger for almost everything. I got to make it a point, bro. Don't open up Facebook
Yeah,
because I'll get sucked right in, man.
yeah.
Sucker, that algorithm knows just what I want to see.
And
I,
being back on Facebook, I try to do it slowly, but I find myself in there more, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like for our community, it's a bigger platform for us to grow
it is.
compared to like TikTok and Instagram, you know? I think
Yeah,
TikTok is cool, but now you got to get into making some sort of video content, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
extra, you know?
It is.
I feel like Facebook is probably the easiest route to go with the biggest base for
Yeah.
indie publishers or creators, anything like that.
No, I always say, man, TikTok is great for likes and clicks and views. Instagram is good for attention, likes and clicks and views. But the way that the most money is on Facebook, but
Yeah,
Facebook is pay to play.
yeah,
You know, you make a post, four people are going to see it. You make a post on TikTok, 4,000 people are going to see it. But those
hmm
four people on Facebook, one of them is probably going to spend some money. The
hmm
4,000 on TikTok are just going to, they won't even click like. You ever have
yeah,
a video where you got 6 likes on it, but it's got 6,000 views? And you're like,
absolutely,
how
yeah,
the hell's that happen? Like, y'all couldn't even just hit the little heart button? Like, Jesus Christ, man.
yeah. My TikTok views, I get in the hundreds, sometimes in the thousands, and I'm like, but where are the likes?
Yeah, I feel
Which
like
is
I look at it, I'm like, oh, I suck. Eight likes, 6 likes, 12 likes, 20 likes,
hmm
10,000 views,
yeah,
400 views, 6,000 views. Like, what the hell, man? Yeah, it's
exactly.
wild. It's
That
wild.
shit could drive you crazy as a creator because we put up a post, my Kickstarter's live. But now we're constantly like this, checking the phone, like, do I have any likes? Did anybody click on it? Did anybody save or back it? Or is there any engagement? You know how many times I wake up in the middle of the night just to did anybody, and that shit
Hmm.
it's not healthy, but it's part of
It's
the
not.
game.
It
Is you
is.
like you
It
said
is.
earlier, you want to do this, you got to be a hustler, and
Yeah.
you got to wear a lot of hats, and you got to cover many roles. Unless you're fortunate to be in a position where you either have a team that's gonna ride for you and back you on different things, like your homie could it's gonna take care of your social media network or whatever, or you got the money for it. But that's not everyone. Those are the lucky ones.
And
Those are
after a
the
while,
lucky
that
ones.
homie is going to be like, hey, dog,
Yeah.
especially if you start making money, and he's going to be
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. Oh,
where's my,
that book you just sold. You sold out of them variants. Where's my cut? And then it all comes in your home. Now you got to pay your homie. You know.
yeah,
And
yeah, you're absolutely
it's
right. No,
it's tough.
I had an artist one time. I posted sold out. His book sold out. Sold out. These covers sold out. This dude messaged me like, "Hey, I think you need to pay me a little bit more." And I'm like, "Oh, why?" Well, my cover sold out. Well, they don't all sell out. That one did. And let me explain to you how this works. Like, I I broke down all the numbers for him. Like,
Yeah,
here's printing, shipping, board and bagging, labor. Like, people bought it with discount codes.
yeah,
Like, you're just adding up. Like I said, you're adding up 300 times $40.
yeah. They're not thinking
Like, damn,
about
you,
the money that
yeah.
goes behind that.
Like, damn, you made 12 grand. Like, no, I didn't, bro. Like,
Yeah,
printing was four, your art fee, this, that, the other. Sometimes only people that make money in the comic world is the artist and the printer, and that's it. The
everyone else but
colorist,
you.
the letterer,
Everyone
everyone
else
but
but
you.
you.
You
Yeah,
take on all the risk. That's why it drives me nuts when an artist is like, "Yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this for you, but my fee is like, for example, Marvel will pay him $500, and they're cool with that. But then they're like, "Hey, I want to do a cover. Okay, the fees it's $1,200, and I want 5% of the print run, and then they're gonna charge me for signatures when I see them at a con." I'm just like, you can go to hell.
yeah. It's crazy.
Like, you can go to hell.
They
You should
really
be
trying to
happy.
milk it.
Like, yeah, how about we should work together on this project?
Hmm
Like, you should want me to sell. You should want me to sell a ton of comics because then guess what? I'm just gonna hire you again. But some
Yeah,
of these guys are in such high demand. They're like, I'm going to ask for this. And retailers are dumb enough to pay him. Then they wonder why they lost money on a project. And I'm like, because you're blowing this guy to get him to do a cover for you. And only one making money is him and the
Yeah.
printer. And
Hmm.
maybe Marvel or DC. You ain't making nothing on it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can go on and on, but this shit irritates the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a tough thing. Like trying to now build my base organically, and I had it's been a few years since I released anything. Like I feel like I gotta when I put out my next issue, I kind of gotta re-release everything in the same time so people can remember, and even that's a headache in itself because I was just going through, like you said, I still have inventory left over, and I'm like, I gotta I gotta get rid of this, even if I have to lose money on it, just to get the following going for the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's calculated risk sometimes. I've had those things too. It's called
Yeah.
loss leaders, like the famous business story about Costco's chickens, right?
Hmm.
They lose money every chicken they sell. But where are those chickens at? They're in the very back of the building. You got to walk past all the stuff to buy them. And then most times you're not just going there buying a chicken and leaving, you're buying other stuff,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, but yeah, loss leaders. Costco don't make hardly any money on the product. It's all on
Hmm.
subscriptions or
Yeah.
the membership fees they pay.
No, yeah, absolutely. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, everything's starting to come down to subscriptions. You can't even own anything anymore. It's rare.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, movies now with even video games. Most companies, you don't own the game when you download it. You just paying to essentially rent it.
Rent it on your hard drive or something. It's wild.
You can't even buy Adobe products no more.
Yeah, you can't.
No, you've got to subscribe. And the shit is expensive.
It is.
I was
And then
fortunate to get it for free for 5 years while I was in school, but once that chip sale, I was like, Jesus
you're like, how much
Christ.
is this again? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just have, Photoshop. You got to have all the different
You
things.
it's yeah, it's cheaper to just have to pay for the whole bundle with everything and than if you just go a la carte,
Yeah.
you know.
600 bucks a year or something. You're like, damn,
Mhm.
that's a car
Yeah,
payment for a month. Well,
yeah.
half anymore, half a car payment anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I was getting a student discount, and that shit is over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even
Mhm.
that was at $200 a year. But
Yeah.
still, that's yearly, and I never own it. You're gonna take it away from me, and now I can't edit my videos or do my
Mhm.
graphics. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And then
You
you try
know?
to get some free shit online and it's garbage.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
learn a whole new suite, you know.
Yeah. And it's completely different, and it's not the same. It just doesn't hold any weight. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
you know, off with that, like you know, what kind of advice, before we wrap this up, like, do you have for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're out here trying to get it going. Like, what advice do you have for us? Whether we going to conventions, shopping into to local mom and pops, reaching out, to the big retailers on social media. How do we get our indie projects into your hands to even consider doing a variant or selling what they have in your store or on your whatnots? Like, how should we go about that? You know?
It's so tough, man. It's so tough. There's so much people's attention nowadays,
Yeah.
right? And not only are you a creator, but you got to be a salesman,
Hmm.
right? That's where the hustle comes into play. You got to hustle to work hard to make your thing, right? To make your comic. And then you got to be able to sell that to people. How do I sell it to people? So you got to have a website,
Hmm.
straight up. You got to have social media, not your social media, your property social media.
Hmm.
Make a business page for that thing. Make an Instagram for that thing. You can't make a TikTok really for it, but you can hustle through yours, and then
Hmm.
keep it separate too. So if you love or hate, keep your politics off of your personal
Off. Yeah.
page. If you're hustling and trying to sell a product,
Hmm.
you got to just sell your product. Don't post pictures of your kids. And I went out to the mall last night. Nobody goes to the mall anymore, but hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, look at my property, right? So that's step one and two is period. You got to have a website. You got to have it linked to your social media, and you got to have a way to collect. This is probably the most important part of this. You got to be able to harvest and collect those email addresses from visitors to your website.
Yeah.
Period. Offer offer a 20% discount just for signing up. We all see those, right? First thing,
Hmm.
log in, enter your email, go to your email, verify it. Oh, one more step, enter your text number two. You know what they're doing. They're just going to start
Hmm.
texting you all this shit.
All the
Okay.
time.
Do I want to sacrifice all this shit for 20% off? Probably. Okay, I'll do it. Don't let people check out your website as a guest. Make them make an account before they
Hmm.
check out. Force them to do that. So you got to have social media. You got to have your website. Now, how do you get that out there? Organic social media reach.
Hmm.
Make reels. Gary Vee will tell you some crazy shit like 500 pieces of content a week. I got a life, right?
Yeah.
So, but at least, bro, at the bare minimum, you're trying to just sell a couple things. You got to be posting at least 2 to 3 times a day on all your
Yeah.
social medias,
Hmm.
linking back to your website, hopefully, one way or another, right?
Yeah.
Have a link tree. My link
Yep. I was
tree,
just about to say that. Use a
yeah,
link tree.
you can sell products on Linktree now. Like you
Hmm.
can go to my Linktree and download a free copy of Power Hour number one, but I get your email address, right?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest part. And then the second part, once you have all that established, make something people are going to want to buy,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that's why I say, what's your why? Well, I can't sell my comic. It's you know how many times people show me their comic, and as soon as I open it up, I'm like, this thing is terrible. It's terrible. The art's terrible. The story makes no sense. They're trying way too hard to just make it's all big splash pages of either super ultra violent or over
Hmm.
sexualize this and over sexualize that. Bro, tell a good story. So the good and bad thing about comics, bro, is anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And that's the good and bad thing about comics. Anybody can make a comic. That's the good part is, guess what? Yeah, you can make a comic. It ain't that hard. The bad part about it is anybody can make
Anybody
a
can make a
comic, bro. And there's
comic.
a
Yeah.
lot of garbage out there, right?
Hmm.
A lot of garbage out there. So make something people are going to want to buy. Well, how do I know people are going to want to buy it? Don't ask your mom and your grandma and your aunt and your sister if they think your comic is cool. They're going to tell you yes, right?
Hmm.
Don't make a post on your Facebook or anywhere, Instagram, whatever, and be like, what do you guys think of this? And you, oh man, people loved it. Those are your friends, man. They're not going to be like, this thing sucks.
Yeah.
You, would you comment that on your friend's stuff? No, you're just going to keep scrolling,
Yeah.
right? I don't need to be
Hmm.
rude. I don't want to hurt this
And your
guy's
friends
feelings.
and family that like it don't mean that's gonna
They don't
translate
buy it
into
anyway.
dollars. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, everybody says I should do this. Who says you should do it? Your mom and
Hmm.
your aunt and your cousin. And okay, got it. But just because they say that you should do it, will you give me $9.99 for it?
Yeah.
Will you give me some money for it? No.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, if you don't, everyone's problem is they don't have a platform. They don't have an audience. So they go to crowdfunding, they go to Kickstarter.
Hmm.
That's fine. You can go to Kickstarter. Do your research. Go to ChatGTP and ask, what are some elements to a successful Kickstarter? How do I make this campaign look good?
Hmm.
You don't got to give away postcards and stickers and magnets. Nobody gives a shit about that stuff. They want a
Hmm.
good product that they're going to get first that's rare and collectible.
Hmm.
That's what they want in Kickstarter. So make that, right?
Hmm.
So make a product that people want to buy. Get your website and your social media popping. Post on your social media, get it popping, and then find a way to reach people probably through Kickstarter. Now, once the Kickstarter, hopefully, you're not going to make a ton of money, but you're going to pay for your project.
Yeah.
Now you have a successful Kickstarter. You have a website you can take and direct people to. Now you can reach out to stores and that kind of stuff and be like, hey, do you want start by hand selling it to your local stores in the area? Hey, free comic book day is coming up in May, right?
Hmm.
Hey, bro, I know this may be tough. I'll sit outside on your sidewalk behind a table if you want me to. Can I just set up at your comic shop for local comic shop day or for a free comic book day and just set up? Can I come
Yeah.
here on Wednesday, one Wednesday a month, and just I'll give away something and I'll come out here selling my stuff, whatever. You got to start small, right?
Hmm.
And build up your local community there. Hey, by the way, guys, if you like my comic, my number two is coming to Kickstarter. Now you have more people. So it's a
Yeah.
slow growth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You.
That's my best tips for people is your website, social media,
Hmm.
make something good, and then start local with people. Start local with
Hmm.
people, you know.
And y'all hearing this from Shawn. He knows what he's doing. Trust me. Trust me. These are gems. And a lot of this information is how I even trust me, I studied them. showed me the game, and I kind of went with all that, you know what I'm saying? And I made money. I didn't make I made enough to always start the next project. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I've sold out variants. I've
Yeah,
got
I see
some
you.
still sitting. You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
know, I've sold out variants for Comic Con and New York City Comic Con never had a table. You know what I'm saying?
So
Because I hustle.
you're about to be dangerous because you took that experience. Now you went to school, learned some stuff for real, for real. Now you can take all
Yeah,
that experience,
yeah.
combine it together.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
That's why I put my projects on hold because I needed to understand the business more. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm,
now, like you just said, I took what I knew worked and what worked for me and what I learned in school and the hustle's for real.
yeah.
I'm in it. I got a huge student loan soon. I have to do this now. You know what I'm saying? Getting a
Yeah,
master's degree ain't cheap. So
yeah.
that's it. Like now I'm going heavy, you know. Right now it's all about engagement, growing my network and networking. That's the main reason for the podcast. And you know, not just to meet new artists and people watching my thing, but I like to get to know people. I want to know about your projects. I want to know about your shop. I just let's just talk the game and how we
Yeah.
could all just make money off the game because everyone is different.
Hmm.
There's people that have successful Kickstarters, some people that's got one or two books, you know what I'm saying? And this could also be a place kind of where someone could step in the game, could kind of find a foundation to kind of build on with gems from you, different creators, experiences, because this shit ain't easy. And
No,
this ain't for the weak, you
no.
know? If you don't got tough skin, keep your comic books or your work to yourself because not everyone's gonna like it, you
But
know?
once you start getting successful, now the haters come out
Yeah,
and they're gonna
and
beat
you
the
can't.
they're gonna beat the hell out of you, bro.
Yeah, and you can't take that personal. You can't because people we I feel like in fandom, comics, games, whatever, we love heavy and we hate even more. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it's
That's true.
crazy. Like we love hard, but we hate even harder. Like
Yeah,
you
it can
put
be so.
something bad
Bro,
out.
there's so many trolls in the comic community, bro. It's probably the most trolliest community ever, bro. It's
Oh,
terrible.
I've witnessed it and
It's
it's
terrible.
insane. But you got to take that for a grain of salt and be like, you know what? I feel like if you're gonna comment and hate on me, thank you, because that's just giving me engagement. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like,
Exactly.
I feel like it takes more energy for you to type, oh, you fucking suck and your comic book suck than to just hit a like. So thank you for the engagement and thank you for hating because
Yeah.
now people are gonna want to know why you're hating on me. So now they're gonna get engaged. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So I welcome all the hate. Please, please. I got a
Yeah.
tough
Bring
skin. I
it.
grew up in Brooklyn. I'm good. You know
Yeah.
what
You
I'm
know what's
saying?
up.
Like I'm good.
I feel you.
I'm good, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the Marines,
I've
bro. I can take it. You know.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like someone saying screw your comic ain't shit compared to what some of us have been to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Sean, thanks again, man. I'm really I really appreciate you giving this podcast the time, man. Thank you for just years of just being my homie, let alone the wisdom and everything. And I can't wait to see what else you got going on and just seeing your empire pretty much grow in front of my eyes has been there's no words for that, man. It's a beautiful sight, especially seeing someone that did it. Like I've witnessed someone do it. I've seen a lot fail. I've seen the few that did it. You know what I'm saying? And
I appreciate it,
and
man. I
that
never
shit
even
makes me happy, bro.
I never even feel like I did it. You know what I'm saying? I
hmm
feel like every day is still hustle.
Because you
Uh,
hustling, you still living it. But to us, man, the people that been buying off of you since you was selling that home at your house, we seen the come up, man, and it's been nothing but appreciation, man. Like you've made a huge impact. You know what I'm saying? I feel I could say that. I feel like you definitely made an impact on me as far as being a creator. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the gems that you given today you've been putting in my ear since day one. Like I was there for your grand opening. You know what I'm saying? Like
you were,
I
bro. I
was,
remember that shit.
you know what I'm saying? Like I've been, I still got the original logo that I made for you that was horrible.
I
When you
remember that.
did that Comics Elite
Well, yeah, I had a
logo
logo
challenge.
contest and you were there, bro. You were right there, brother.
And that's
Yeah,
why every time I'm
I
at a
I
con
still
and I
use that
see
logo
Comics
to this
Elite,
day.
I know, and I love it.
I
Cause
still
when I
use it.
saw your staff, they was like, "Who's this guy asking for Sean?" I'm like, "I'm the guy that did
Yeah, I
that."
made that logo,
Yeah, that
motherfucker.
shirt
That's
you're
mine.
wearing, you know what I'm saying? I made that like 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
yo, Sean, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. You probably about to go live, sell like 1 million comic books in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But I
I
will
do got somebody going live right now. I launched something on the website right before we started. I got a girl going live here in a little bit. I'm
see,
about to go
look at
home and
that.
go to sleep so I can get up tomorrow. I got a
The
call with
hustle.
Facebook tomorrow to figure out some shit.
See, the
Yeah, it's a
hustle
busy
don't
day,
stop,
bro.
man. The hustle don't
Yeah,
stop. But, thanks again. And I'll keep you posted when this drops. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
do it. Give him a like, guys. It's so important, man. If you liked it,
Yeah.
just give it a like, subscribe up, but drop a comment. Even if you're like, hey, you guys are ugly, thanks. Just leave a comment, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
It helps
Please.
so much, guys. It helps so much. That's all you can do, man. Least we can do. It's free. It's free.
Yeah,
Appreciate
shitting
y'all.
shitting on us is free. Not
Do it.
recommended, but it's free.
Do it.
All
Yeah.
right, but on that note, man, we out. And Sean, thanks again, bro.
Thanks, guys.
That was another dope episode, man. Big ups to Sean from Comics Elite, holding it down, blessing us with them gems, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out their website. I'm gonna have the links posted below. You know what I'm saying? Just check out their site, man. They got tons of dope books. If you're looking for variants, they got tons of that as well. You know what I'm saying? But, what I mean? Once again, it is your boy Mal. Don't forget to check out the website, villainarchives.com. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And on that note, stay tuned for episode 6. It's going to be another banger. And it's your boy Mal, and I'm out. Bong, bong.